Greetings, welcome back to Black Bear News, where we are discussing climate change, abrupt climate change, and things adjacent. Bringing you a few articles tonight, or today, or this morning, or whenever it is that you're watching this show. I haven't really read either of these articles, maybe just gave them a cursory glance, but so we're all reading them for the first time together. This is from Forbes, from June 5th, 2019. Appellate judge sees criminal neglect in U.S. response to climate change. File this under duh. Of course it's criminal neglect. It's absolutely criminal neglect. One appellate court judge was impressed enough Tuesday by the case brought by 21 children, some now adults, suing the U.S. government over climate change that he said it may show criminal neglect. But Judge Andrew D. Hurwitz remained less certain on the specific question before the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals whether the judicial branch can do anything about it. What can we do? You present compelling evidence that we have a real problem. You present compelling evidence of inaction by other branches of government. It may even rise to the level of criminal neglect. So let's go even further as to naming this collusion, conspiring to misinform people about this, to not inform people about it. That's not neglect. That's there are a whole other list of things that are going on. Hurwitz told the children's attorney in Portland, Oregon courtroom yesterday, the tough question for me, and I suspect for my colleagues, is do we get to act because of that? At the time, Horwitz, they spelled his name two different ways here, thought the plaintiffs had sued the government for failing to act to prevent climate change, but their attorney, Julia Olson, swiftly corrected him. I want to emphasize that this case is not a failure to act case, she said. The threat here is intensely affirmative. In Juliana versus United States, Olson contends the government has worsened climate change by promoting the fossil fuel industry, by allowing oil and gas development on public lands, by sharing in the revenues, by working interdependently with polluters, by being so involved in private activity that it's constitutionally liable. Further, the government's complicity in greenhouse gas pollution is systemic, Olson argues, and it violates her client's Fifth Amendment rights to life, property, equal protection under the law, personal security, and family autonomy. She cited precedent in Brown versus Board of Education, the decision that struck down school segregation. Her young clients are being deprived of their rights not because of their race this time, she argued, but because of their youth. Representing the Trump administration, Assistant Attorney General Jeffrey Bossert Clark argued the court has no business intervening in administrative matters. He described the lawsuit as an attack on the separation of powers that would radically change how the government does business. Key words there, does business. Asked by Hurwitz what recourse people have if the executive and legislative branches fail to protect them from harm, Clark said they can vote the politicians out of office. The remedy, however painful it might be, is the political remedy of removing them from office, Clark said. But if all the media is owned by the same corporations that own all the politicians, then doubly hard to vote them out of office and doubly hard to make them do anything when they're in office. Excuse me. Even if he would suffer all that damage before that can occur, Hurwitz asked him. Yes, Your Honor, because that's the whole notion of the separation of powers. Each of the branches of government in our three-branch system have their own institutional competencies, and we have mechanisms to deal with executive malfeasance, executive misfeasance, but it's not for the judiciary to take over and make subsidiary the executive branch or the Congress. Hurwitz is the former justice of the Arizona Supreme Court who was appointed to the appellate court in 2012 by President Obama. The three judges who heard the hearing Tuesday may take 6 months to decide whether the courts can intervene, said Howard Lerner, the lawyer who directs the Environmental Law and Policy Center. 6 more months. The case, if victorious, would take a year and a half to return to the district court judge who originally found merit in the student's claim. That judge, Ann Aiken, has written, exercising my reasoned judgment, I have no doubt that the right to a climate system capable of sustaining human life is fundamental to a free and ordered society. Again, duh. The plaintiffs are asking Judge Aiken to force the U.S. government to develop a plan to transition the country's energy system off of fossil fuels. Watch the hearing here. Yeah. All right. And in wacky, wild news, but who knows? Maybe this is an answer. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. Robert Downey Jr. wants to combat climate change with robots. Wacky face there. Robert Downey Jr. is vowing to save the Earth the only way Iron Man knows how, with artificial intelligence. Oh, this is from CNN, as you can see. What's the date? Do we have a date? We don't have a date. At an Amazon conference Tuesday, Downey announced the launch of an organization that would use robots and advanced technology to combat climate change. Between robotics and technology, we could probably clean up the planet significantly, if not entirely, within the decade. A decade, he said. The group, called the Footprint Coalition, is set to start in April. Downey didn't announce what technology it plans to use and made no mention of partners, investors, or advisors. The website, footprintcoalition.com, which thanks visitors for care about Mother Earth, features a sign-up form for a newsletter. Downey, who called himself a one-man carbon footprint nightmare colossus, said the idea came from a roundtable of experts. The announcement came during Amazon's Re-Mars conference in Las Vegas, which hosts speakers to discuss the future of artificial intelligence and its implications. Downey's team has not yet responded to a request for comment. Climate change forecasts continually grow bleak. A recent report last month by an Australian climate group called it an existential threat and warned it could eventually displace more than 1 billion people if current climate conditions continue. Well, somebody better get to hopping on this, on the answers, because we're dang near out of time. And I'm not talking about, 12 years from now. I'm talking about we need today, immediate. Sorry, I don't know why I'm looking at my Facebook in the middle of making a video. How terrible. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for your eyes, your ears, and your conscience. If you would like to support this channel, you can do so at the links below. Until next time, peace.